What's up guys? I'm really excited about today's video because rather than breaking down some fat loss myths or going over just one particular diet or just one particular workout plan, I get to tell you guys exactly what you'll need to do step by step to lose 20 pounds of fat the right way. And this is really great because there are a lot of wrong ways to go about losing 20 pounds. Now, even though there's more than one method to help you lose the 20 pounds of fat, the principles for losing the weight and keeping it off remain the same. And those specific principles are exactly what I want to touch on today. So let's get right into this because after spending over half my life training myself as well as thousands of people, I've gathered some really great information that I really think will help. The first thing that you're going to have to do to lose the weight and actually keep it off is approach your goal with the right mental disposition. What that means is that most people will approach weight loss as a temporary activity with a beginning and an end. That's why when a new client walks through my gym doors, they'll typically ask questions like, how long will this take? And will I keep the weight off after losing it? And of course, these questions are important. You want to burn the fat as fast as possible, and losing 20 pounds will be absolutely useless if you gain it all right back. But 99.9% of the time, these questions stem from the mentality that we're going to apply a temporary fix that'll give you the body you want forever. And that's not how losing weight to permanently look and feel the way you want works. With this type of mentality, you will fail. And let me give you a quick example to help illustrate my point. Wouldn't it sound silly to ask your dentist how long you're going to have to brush your teeth to keep them white and never get cavities again? You also wouldn't ask how long after you're done brushing your teeth will they stay white and healthy, because the action of brushing your teeth on a daily basis for the rest of your life is the very thing that gives you nice teeth and keeps them that way. The way your body looks and feels is very similar. We all have a physical body which needs to be taken care of physically, or else over time it will deteriorate. So the first step to losing fat the right way is to come to the conclusion that this is a lifelong commitment, just like brushing your teeth. I say this all the time. What your body looks like today is the result of what you've done over the last couple days, weeks, months, and years. So treat this as a permanent endeavor and you will be permanently rewarded with a better body. Now, since this is permanent, we have to find a dieting approach that we can actually stick to. Understand that there is no one right diet. You can lose 20 pounds with a low carb diet, a high carb diet. There's Atkins, keto, paleo, vegetarian, and a number of different diet approaches like carb cycling and fasting. All of them can help you lose weight, and just because one works better than the other for me doesn't mean that the same approach will work better for you. Now that might sound confusing, but it's absolutely critical that you find the best diet structure that works for you so you can actually stick to it. To lose weight and keep it off, you don't have to avoid carbs. You don't have to eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. And you don't have to eat at specific times of the day. You have to create a caloric deficit. You have to consume just enough protein to support lean body mass. And you have to keep insulin levels low by sticking to whole single ingredient foods. You can find whole single ingredient foods just by sticking to the outside aisles of your grocery store. When choosing what single ingredient foods to include in your diet, make sure you're choosing healthy options that you actually enjoy eating. All too often, people will find out about a diet approach like the ketogenic diet, for example, and then almost immediately they're following this new plan without ever even thinking about the long-term success associated with adopting such a plan. The ketogenic diet can be great for people that love foods that are high in fat, but don't really enjoy eating a lot of carbohydrates. If you like eating higher fat foods like steak, bacon, eggs, butter, avocados, cream cheese, and low carb veggies like asparagus and spinach, then a keto style diet plan can be a very good fit for you. However, if you love oatmeal, rice, potatoes, bread, and pasta, then giving up those foods for the rest of your life with a keto diet structure is probably going to lead to failure. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to be able to burn fat by only eating foods that you want, like potatoes and pasta every day, but there are absolutely ways that you can incorporate these foods into your diet plan, the same way that you can incorporate very high fat foods like lard and cream cheese into a keto plan. So again, start by identifying what single ingredient foods you would like to be able to have in your diet. Next, you want to find a way to create a caloric deficit while still maintaining a high enough protein intake. To lose weight at a regular pace, you want to aim for about a 20% reduction of calories from maintenance levels. To lose weight at a faster, more aggressive pace, you want to aim for a 40 to 45% reduction in your calories. With protein, unless you're doing a keto-style diet plan, you want to get anywhere from 0.8 to 1.3 grams of protein per pound of body weight. When you're trying to maintain your weight, you don't need such high protein levels. But when cutting, the best way to avoid muscle loss is by increasing protein as you increase your caloric deficit. For example, if you're looking to lose the 20 pounds at a more regular pace, you might cut calories by only 20% from maintenance and eat about 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. On the other hand, if you're doing an aggressive diet plan where you're cutting calories by about 40% from maintenance, you might want to go with a higher range of 1.3 grams of protein per pound of body weight to ensure that you spare as much muscle mass as possible while burning fat so fast. Just to make this simple, a good place to start is at 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. With that in mind, you can then figure out what percentage of the rest of your calories you want to allocate to carbs and what percentage to fat. And this allocation is largely your choice based on what types of foods you like to eat. I actually have a fat loss calculator right on my website that I'll include a link to in the description that'll do all of this for you. But once you know how many calories, protein, carbs, and fats you're having per day, you want to find the best way for you to consume the right amounts of food based on your lifestyle and preferences. What I mean is that you can maintain your caloric deficit by splitting up your meals into many smaller meals throughout the day and tracking the caloric impact of each meal with a diet tracking app, or you can maintain your caloric deficit by eating within certain feeding windows. For example, you could try the lean gains approach to intermittent fasting, where you would fast for 16 hours and only allow yourself an 8-hour feeding window. You can also try longer fasts like the warrior diet and the 1 meal a day diet. You can also create a caloric deficit by eating normally the majority of the week and then significantly less 2 to 3 days of the week with approaches like the 5-2 diet or the alternate day fast. The point is that there are a number of ways for you to consume a lower amount of calories per day, but the best way for you is the way that you can actually comfortably stick to. You will have to go through some trial and error with this process, but regardless of what way you choose to consume your calories, make sure you spend a week or two tracking your calories and your macros to make sure that your totals are adding up correctly. Once you learn the nutritional value and the caloric impact of the healthy single ingredient foods you like to eat, you can then try to do this without tracking. This is how you customize a fat loss diet based on you that you can actually stick to. Let's move on to working out. When your goal is to lose 20 pounds of fat, you have to understand that you will lose some muscle mass as well while losing the body fat. There is no way around that fact. But what we can do is limit muscle loss as much as possible. That's the right way to lose weight. So regardless of how fast or slow you want to lose the weight, or whether you prefer more carbs or more fats in your diet plan, you will have to stick to a solid weight training program to prevent muscle loss. The best way to prevent muscle loss while losing body fat is by maintaining as much strength as possible throughout the cut. This means that you should do your absolute best to keep all your exercises heavy, preferably within a 5 to 8 rep range with most exercises. If you're exceeding more than 8 or 10 reps for a certain exercise, I recommend moving up to a heavier weight. Unfortunately, even if you stick to heavy weights, you will most likely still lose strength throughout a cut. But that's fine. The key is to fight for every last inch. Push yourself to lift the heaviest load you can for roughly 5 to 8 reps, and don't drop the weight until your reps drop too low. Many people drop the weight immediately as soon as they start a cut and they start feeling tired and that low energy feeling at the gym. This is a big mistake because with this kind of strategy, you'll be lowering the weight and losing muscle strength and size week after week. As a natural lifter, to maintain as much lean body mass as possible, you will have to try to maintain as much strength as possible throughout this process of losing fat. You will want to start each workout with key compound lifts like squats, lunges, deadlifts, bench press, barbell rows, pull-ups, and other engaging compound exercises like these. And after warming up, again, you want to concentrate on using a heavy weight load for these key exercises. Even though these exercises are harder than just moving from one selectorizer machine to the next, by sticking to these key compound lifts, you'll get maximum benefits for both fat loss and for maintaining your lean body mass. The last piece is cardio, and cardio, even though not required, it can help speed up your fat loss. I recommend trying to incorporate cardio right after your weight training workouts. You can do 30 minutes of long duration steady state cardio by either running on a treadmill, using a stair climber, or a number of other traditional cardio machines, or you could perform a 15-minute high intensity interval training circuit where you would combine intense exercises that speed up your heart rate into one big circuit. Again, I recommend doing this directly after your weight training workout. Now, if you really hate cardio, like I said, it's not required. Cardio will help you create a caloric deficit in combination with your diet plan. You can create that deficit with just your diet plan without incorporating cardio, or you can make your diet plan a little easier and burn some extra calories with cardio. That's your choice to make, again, based on your preferences. The last step is to stick to your plan consistently until you hit your goal weight, and then you can increase your intake to maintenance levels. If you cannot stick to your plan consistently, you need to reevaluate and try a different approach until you find the one that works with your lifestyle and preferences. It's so important that you find the plan that works around you, because that's the only way you'll be able to stick to it for the long term. Just to review, the right way to lose 20 pounds of fat is by number 1, realizing that exercise and maintaining a healthy diet is a lifelong commitment, not a quick fix. Number 2, decide what types of healthy, whole single ingredient foods you actually enjoy eating. Most of these foods are found in the outside aisles of your grocery store. Number 3, choose a dieting approach that allows you to eat the types of foods you enjoy. Number 4, create the right caloric deficit, somewhere between 20 to 45% less than maintenance, based on how fast you would like to lose the weight and based on your tolerance for stricter diet plans. You could use my calorie calculator on my website to help you do this. Number 5, eat enough protein to maintain muscle mass while cutting. This amount will usually be somewhere around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Number 6, after you know your protein requirements and your daily caloric range for fat loss, you can then choose what percentage of your diet you'd like to come from fats and what percentage from carbs based on your food preferences you decided on earlier. Number 7, choose the appropriate meal frequency that you would like to take those calories in, either by eating smaller meals throughout the day, by having fasting and feeding windows, or by having significantly less calories a couple days of the week to balance out the rest of the week. Number 8, use heavy weight training to your advantage in order to maintain as much muscular strength as possible to prevent muscle loss throughout the cut. I really like a 5 to 8 rep range. Number 9, stick to compound key lifts that have a free range of motion and incorporate a lot of muscles at the same time. And number 10, incorporate cardio after your weight training workouts if you want some more wiggle room with your diet. That's it, guys. I really hope this video has helped you. If it has, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I know I just gave you a lot of information, and honestly, there's so much more info that I want to go over that I could have easily turned this into an hour-long video. Luckily, me and my team have created a program that can streamline all this info to you in an organized and easy way that takes all the guesswork away. On average, this 6-week program has my clients losing either 20 pounds or 5% body fat in only 42 days. You get a customized diet plan, a 42-day workout plan, a recipe book, as well as much more, including an accountability coach to mentor you and guide you through the entire process. To learn more, you could visit my website by clicking the link somewhere around here, or you could visit my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon. Pump it.